Author's purpose. Here's an article that Mr. Zinsser wrote about one of his students, a young Jewish woman named Helen. She was very eager to write about her father's experience as a survivor of the Holocaust. He had escaped his village in Poland at the age of 14. He was now 80, and his daughter wanted him to go back to that small Polish village where he once lived. But he was too old and frail, and the past was much too painful. She made the trip on her own in 2004. She took photos and talked with people, but after her time in Poland, she did not feel like she had enough details to support a strong story. Finally, Mr. Zinsser told her, "It's not your father's story that you should tell. It's your own." A few weeks later, she turned in a 24-page manuscript called Returning Home. This is how her story ends. After I returned home, my father and I spent 3 straight days together. He watched every minute of the 4-hour video I made as if it were a masterpiece. He wanted to hear every detail of my trip, who I met, where I was, what I saw, what foods I liked and disliked, and how I was treated. I assured him that I was welcomed with open arms. I now have a mental picture of my family and what life was like for them in Poland. I gave my father boxes of letters and gifts that his old friends had sent for him. As I told him my stories, he looked like an excited child waiting to open his birthday present. The sadness in his eyes also disappeared. He looked giddy and excited. When he saw his family's property, his old home, in my video, I expected him to cry, and he did, but they were tears of joy. He seemed so proud, and I asked him, "Daddy, what are you looking at with such pride? Is it your house?" He said, "No, it's you. You have become my eyes and ears and legs. Thank you for taking this trip for me. It's as if I've gone there myself." When you are writing your memoir, you are the tour guide. You are the protagonist. This is a story about you. So you must ask yourself, what is my purpose as the author? What do I want my audience to know? What story do I want to tell? Why am I sharing this message with others? Trust that lessons that have been important to you, that strike some emotional chord within your life, will do that for your reader as well. A touching, universal truth is always important. For today's lesson, you will read the poem Oranges by Gary Soto. Writers always have a purpose for writing. There is something that the writer wants the audience to know about the subject. After you read the poem, go into the discussion board and complete this. The writer is writing about blank. Most of all, the writer wants the reader to know that blank. Something about the writer's emotional connection to the subject. Your homework. Your homework will be completed in Write About. Now you will narrow the focus of your memoir by writing a purpose statement. Decide what the most important thing that you want your audience to know about the subject of your memoir is. So I am going to write about blank, your subject. The thing that I want my reader to know about this subject is blank. Happy writing!